back, guys. Been a while, been a minute since we've done one of these, but we're back. We're back and ready to show you guys some new stuff that we're working on. So super excited about it. I am gonna do a couple things, which is I want to show you guys the new interface first that we're going live with, which is kind of the reason everyone I think is here. So we'll probably start with that, but before we do that, I did want to tend to a couple things, and I'll show you guys. But for the most part, I mean, we're gonna play around with the interface today, and it's like opening a new chapter. So let me tell you a little bit about it. I mean, let's start there. What have we done? So we built a brand new, never before seen inferencing backend, which essentially allows us to run models in-house. It also allows us to integrate other models as well. So it doesn't just have to be the models that we run ourselves. It can be models from companies like XAI, ChatGPT, etc. So we have all of them. We have all of them in one place. What's that place? It's Comput. It's Comput3 AI. You guys can sign up there, and you'll essentially get access to all the models. So that's going to be what I'm primarily going to be showing you guys today. We're going to be adding a lot of stuff. So the reason that we're super excited about it is it's going to simplify essentially doing everything with our platform. So connecting to it, doing image and video generation, is going to be super easy to integrate now. And we're going to be building out. So right now you're going to see essentially like, this is like a beta at the moment. It's a completely usable beta, but we're going to be building this out a lot. I'm sure in a couple months, it'll be beyond recognition from what it is today. But we've been running it internally for a couple weeks, using it primarily, and so we want to share it with everyone in the community. And I'll show you all how it works. So let me just clean up a little bit here, just so that I don't get overloaded with notifications and all kinds of other stuff popping up in the meantime. But I believe. Let me check really quickly here. I believe we're pretty close to being ready to go. So I'm just gonna prep everything and we'll give it a shot. So let's do this. So I'm gonna do the following. So unfortunately I'm down to one monitor. So we'll have to, I just want to make sure we can make it work. So let me do this just so that I can be 100% sure. All right, and now I'm pretty sure it's gonna work. Oh no, it did. Oh wait, I clicked the wrong button. Sorry guys. Let's do this. Boom. Okay, so we should be good to go. So let's do the following. So we're gonna go to console.comput3 AI. So I'll try to make the fonts a little bit bigger for you guys so you have an easier time looking around and everything. So here we go, guys. It's super simplified, super sleek. You can now log in with email, create a passkey, use a wallet, or log in with Google. We hope to add other OAuth methods coming up here shortly, but for the moment, that's going to be the ones. Ironically, all you Web3 people, what do you use to log in? Google. You use Google to log in. I mean, how do I know? Maybe we've just been checking the statistics. Everyone just uses Google to log in. What is going on, guys? All right, so I'm going to log in with wallet, obviously, so I'm going to use Phantom. So you can pick ETH or Solana. Guys, guess what? Guess what that means? Do we support ETH and Solana? We do. We've been working on this for a while, so we'll be building this out. The wallets and the sort of the payments, etc. right now are going to be Solana, but we'll have ETH payments for you shortly, or EVM payments, so we'll be expanding as well. So here we go, Solana. I'm going to click. It's going to say connect. I'm going to connect with my account, click confirm, and I should be in a second here. And so there's a couple steps to set up your account that happen in the background. It's actually creating a wallet for you to interact with and essentially to be able to use. And then here I have my API key. I have my wallet address that got generated on chain. And you can see I don't have a subscription yet, obviously, because I just signed in for the first time. But we can actually go. And so we're for the start, probably for a couple of days, we're actually leaving this. You can just create a free account and you'll get access to all our models. So what's that going to look like? I'm going to go down here. There's quick actions. I'm going to click open chat and I should immediately be dropped into a chat. And I am. And so we have a chat here. And so you can pick whichever model you want. And so you can see we have Hermes 4, Buy Noose Research. Shout out Noose Research. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So the 70B and the 405B of Hermes 4. We got DeepSeek Kimi K2. So these are the open source models that we've been running. Qwen 3 Coder we've been running. Qwen 3 Max, not open source, as deceiving as the name is. Claude Sonnet 4, GPT-5, Opus 4.1, GPT-5 Codex, Grok 4, Gemini 2.5, et cetera, and then we got Grok Code as well. So you can literally run all these models in parallel. But let's just start with a nice, sweet Hermes 4, and let's say, yo, what's up? And see the response we get. And so there we go. We get a response from this LM. So if I want to go, I can go and I can switch this up. And let's say we want to use Qwen Max, which is, oh crap. Wait, let's do a regenerate. Let's do a try again, and then Qwen Max is gonna respond. And so you can see it's completely integrated. You don't have to switch around. You literally get access to all these models simultaneously. So moreover, we are adding support for. I mean, we will have all this stuff. I mean, we are working on a mobile app for iOS and Android as well. So you'll be able to access all those models on your mobile phone, just the same as the web interface, without any issue. It'll just be directly accessible to you on your mobile device, and will be like as smooth an experience as what we have right here. So right now, like I said, the chat you can use basically limitless. If you actually want to put this into one of your AI tools, then you need the API key. So the API key, we don't hand out for free. I mean, you won't get access to all the models. However, if I go back, so let's just go back to the console again. So we'll go back to the console. Let's do that login one more time with Phantom. Look at that. It still remembered our session, so it just logged us back in. So if I go and I try to use the API key, I'm not going to reveal it on stream, but there's an API key there. It's a valid API key. But if I want to go and use that API key, I would still have some usage, but it would be very low. You're going to hit the limits pretty quickly. Moreover, you only have access to a handful of models using the API key as is. So what you really want is you want to get essentially upgraded. You want to get a subscription. So let me show you that, and we'll talk about the subscriptions here in a second. So I can go down here down to plans, and we can go and pick a plan. So obviously we're going to go with Pro right now. So I'm gonna, so you can see we do monthly, yearly billing, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm gonna say select Pro. So here are the options here. So we can pay with a credit card, which would be lame on a Web3 live stream. That would be absolutely lame. So instead I'm gonna pay with Solana. And so how is this gonna work? It's gonna calculate the amount. It tells me that on our system, we have this address for me. So here's the address. I can show the QR code. I can send it right there. But we can also use just the integration right here. So it's telling me I need 0.44 Sol to pay for the subscription. And there's like a small amount that we do for the transaction fees on top. So just FYI, don't be surprised. It just makes for a smoother experience. But basically, I have to top up this wallet so that it can get debited for my subscription. So what am I going to do? I'm going to click Connect Wallet right here. So it's going to let me pick Phantom. So now Phantom's connected. So I'm going to say top up. It's going to pop up Phantom. Phantom's going to say, hey, I'm going to top up this transaction. I'm going to click confirm. And here we go. So it says, you guys might not see it because my face might be there, but it should say that it sent the transaction. And so we can see right here the balance right there. And so I can actually go and pay for the subscription now. And so I'm going to say pay with Sol. And what's going to happen? So let me go full screen for this. I will go full screen. Oh man, were we on the? Oh, was I? Wait. Oh my God, I freaked out. I thought you guys didn't see anything. I freaked out. Let me go back. I normally have two monitors, guys. One of the monitors died. I gotta get the monitor fixed. So let me explain the mechanics right now, because I was freaking out. I was freaking out because it showed me the wrong like view on the stream deck, and I was like, was I miss streaming? Because normally I don't worry about it. I have a second monitor. I can check out the second monitor. All right. So how does this work? So you have a wallet with us. So basically it's a wallet linked to you, linked to your authentication, all that kind of stuff. Don't don't want to get into the technical details, but we use Turnkey. I can say that much. It's a battle tested solution for generating wallets on chain and basically managing them and all that kind of stuff. So you have a wallet with us. You're topping up that wallet with us. You're transacting with that wallet that is with us. So what is happening? So there's 3 transactions that are going to happen. So when you pay the amount, transaction number 1, you swap and you buy COM on the blockchain. So half of the transaction goes and becomes COM. So you have 50% SOL, 50% COM on your balance. Next thing that happens is, next thing that ends up happening is you get sent a little bit of, you end up sending, or rather, you send the 50% of the SOL goes to us. Sorry guys, we gotta pay for these GPUs. We gotta pay for these GPUs somehow. So 50% goes to Comput3 AI. Of the remaining of the COM, which is 50% of the total amount that you're paying us, 50% goes to combuybacks.sol, which is going to be a community fund that we're going to use for a bunch of stuff like referrals, which we're going to be launching pretty soon. But also we're going to have different rewards for different rewards that we're going to be rolling out, hopefully for people who stake or hold COM for a long time, and different sorts of stuff. People who suggest models, people who are active in the community. It's going to be like an ecosystem fund that gets topped up from every transaction in COM. So 50% is a COM buyback. Of that 50%, so 1/4 total, 25% goes to combuybacks.sol. Where's the remaining 25% go? Stays on your wallet. It stays on your wallet. So by you transacting, you get 25% COM of the transaction with us. So we are basically looking to have people in the future be able to pay for their inferencing, pay for their usage with us using that COM. But we'll do other things as well. But it's yours. It's on your wallet. I mean, you have control over it, all that kind of stuff. All right, so let's try it. Let's try it. Now it's time to do it live. Let's do it live, guys. Let's do it live. Let's go back to PC. All right, so I'm gonna click. Are you guys ready? I'm gonna click pay with SOL. I'm starting to sweat, guys. Starting to sweat. Boom. Let's do it. Processing. It's gonna take a little bit of time because there's like 3 buybacks. But here we go. We had 3 transfers actually complete. I mean, unfortunately, my face is covering up the pop-up notification. But there was a COM buyback. There was a buyback in. There was a COM buyback. There was sending funds to Comput3 and there was COM buybacks.sol. So really quickly, just to show you, let's go back over here. Oh, actually, I can see them right here. So I don't know. Here, wait. Can I do it like this? We do this. Let's do this really quickly. Oh my god. Here, wait. Let's do boom, and then let's do this. So fortunately, we still have the transactions on screen. So I'll show you guys really quickly over here. So we got so here a personal pro subscription created. So here's the SOL to COM swap happened, and here's the number, and then we had a COM transfer as well. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at those on chain here in a second. I do want to go back because I basically just changed the setup that I have here. I want to clean it up. I got to be in the corner, guys. I'm sorry. I got to be in the right corner. I can't do anything about it. I got to be in the right corner. All right, let's go back. Let's go back. Boom. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to copy this address right here. So I'm going to copy the address, and then we can actually go to SolScan. So let me pull up SolScan really quickly here. All right, let me do this. This is why I hate studio mode so bad. I can't think. It's like I have two states that I have to track. All of a sudden I have to track where Dimitri is, and then I like looking at the stream deck and knowing which one's actually on the screen. All right, SolScan. Let's see, SolScan's being ridiculous. All right, here we go. SolScan's finally loading. So I'll show you guys really quickly. So here's what I'm gonna do. So I will show you. So really quickly, what am I doing? I'm just checking what did this address just do. This address is brand new, hasn't done anything on the blockchain. So let's actually take a look. And you can go to transfers and so yeah, so I mean basically yeah, so yeah, I mean exactly. So here it got funds from netos.sol. Vanity netos.sol sent some funds here, right? Because netos.sol topped up this wallet. What a baller. So netos.sol topped up this wallet. Then we had this guy. I mean, so basically this is right here. What's happening is it's using a combination of what's called, oh my god, Jupiter and Radium to perform the transaction, but the end result is this right here. We can actually go to the transfers. I mean, we are on the transfers. So basically what happened is we got this COM right here, and it got deposited, and then this SOL, the SOL also gets sent right here. So here's the SOL that got sent. So here we go, compute.sol. And then if we actually look up this address, don't ask me why Solana is so lame, but basically, unfortunately, this address is always going to look like this. It's never going to show up, but if you look it up and then you go to the domains associated with this address. So wait, did I screw it up? I might have screwed it up. So you can just see combuybacks.sol right here. Let's try it. Come on. Domain, come on, where is it? There we go. Oh man, it's combuybacks. The S is missing, guys. That's the issue. So there we go. Domain owner. So it's this guy right here. So the 9CGQ ending in GDE is the SOL buyback address. So you can see, I mean, we just got, so here's all the comms from all the buybacks that are happening. So this one was 4 minutes ago. So that was us with this wallet. So basically that's how this is going to work going forward. So I did want to let's check really quickly. I did want to see so I'll switch back in a second here. I did want to see, can I show you guys so let me log in really quickly and I'll show you guys. Oh yeah, perfect. So it's this part I forgot is completely working as well. So you can actually see, so here's the token swap. So we actually give it to you, and then you can actually go and see view on SolScan, view on SolScan, view on SolScan. So here's the token swap, here's the com token buy, and here's the transfer, and all of these are on chain for you to verify. So here's the transfer to compute.sol. Thank you me for that purchase. It's gonna go to good use running LLMs for the wider community. All right, so again, just to summarize, try this out if you guys want to play around with the API key, especially. I mean, get an API key. You guys you'll have access to all models. You'll have access to all the models. So please do that. You guys will be able to use it and whatnot. And then basically for now though, even if you don't get a subscription, you guys can play around with the chat, and all the models are going to be accessible to you for a limited time. Eventually what we're probably going to do is, I mean, we're going to have a subset of models that we offer to free users. For sure they're going to include Hermes 4 and Hermes 4 70 billion and Hermes 4 405 billion. All right, so that one got out of the way. So I do have a couple notes on other stuff that we're going to be essentially announcing today. So yeah, so basically, I mean, we got a lot of feedback from people, and especially like stats that we get back. Not everyone's familiar with the open source models, and not everyone wants to take a risk of diving in and switching their entire workflow to open source models. We feel that that's a shame, but we sort of feel that this is the best way to essentially educate users that they don't need to be afraid of open source models. So now you can use, if you don't want to use the open source models, let's go back. If you don't want to use the open source models, what can you use? Let's switch to Grok 4 and say, yo, Grok, what's up? Say something dank. And let's see Grok come back. Grok's one of the slower ones. I hope this doesn't blow up in my face with a Grok 4. Oh, perfect. Grok's one of the slower ones, guys. This is my point. Now you can do head-to-head comparisons of all these models, and you will see like the advantages that a lot of the open source models have, which is they're significantly faster in many cases and all that kind of stuff. So we're letting you go into easily try all this stuff out and then get a feel for it before you make the jump to switching to completely open source models. All right, so so I talked about I'm just checking a couple things a couple notes here. So there's 3 ways to subscribe. You can pay fiat, you can pay Solana, which we just did. Credit cards, I mean, work as well. So invite your Web2 friends. That's completely a viable solution for everyone involved. Lastly, the last option that we're going to be adding. So we're going to be migrating the staking to these new wallets because the simplicity of us being able to check the balance, how much is there, being able to track exactly which wallet is associated with which user, it's going to be significantly simpler than the stuff that we've been running on Radium and Streamflow, etc. That being said, we're not gonna especially for people who have a bunch of COM staked on Streamflow, we're gonna figure something out. But it's probably gonna take a little bit because of the complexity of managing all of the I mean, essentially all the infrastructure involved in checking the radiums checking the radiums and checking the stream flows. So if you guys want, you can I mean, we're gonna set up a solution where you can just move your COM to one of these wallets and basically lock it up there. And so we'll be building out that mechanism and we'll let you know when it's live. So we're gonna support that as well. Then I got the next point was we do have a major, I'll do a drum roll. Hopefully that comes through on stream. Drum roll. We got a major partnership announcement. So we're proud to announce, and this is like, we couldn't be more proud. Like, I don't want to underestimate or underemphasize how big of a thing it is, because it's one of the companies in the AI space and the crypto space that we're huge fans of. So we're now proudly hosting not only Hermes for ourselves and all of our community, but we're actually providing API access to Noose Research as well. So even if you're on chat nooseresearch.com, some of your basically the GPUs running Hermes for their community as well is actually compute. It's going back to compute, guys. It all goes back to compute. So it's actually hitting our GPUs in our GPUs running, set up by us, running the models that we want to run. We're running Hermes 4, and we're proud that Noose is collaborating with us and using our GPUs and basically using our infrastructure to run the models even for themselves and their users. So it's very humbling, guys, because we're really big fans of Noose Research. And I mean, it's awesome for us because it's a great partner to have. And I think there's going to be a lot of cool stuff that we do in the future. So for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, so you can check it out. There's going to be a bunch of blog posts, and also their Hugging Face is probably a good place to go to read up on all these models. So here, I'm going to try to pull it up. So yeah, there we go. I'll pull it up and I'll show you guys really quickly. So here's the Hermes 4 model page that you guys should definitely check out. So Hermes 4 is, so let me, I just want to, yeah, for me, I just got to check that OBS is set up on the right screen if I'm switching back and forth. So you can see Hermes 4 improves a lot on the reasoning. So it's better than Grok 4 that we just ran. And it's like, you'll get faster response, all this kind of stuff. So perfect way. You can go and recreate this chart basically right now on Compute, just using all the models that we have linked up for you. And so you can get full appreciation for this model. But generally, if I'm like, the TLDR version is Hermes 4 is really good at actual, like, where it doesn't sound like machine speech. they put a lot of emphasis into having it be a model where it's very, I mean, it's like much nicer to chat with, and the responses are much nicer, and they essentially, I mean, like the responses that you get are more human, I would say, and so it's really good at analysis and stuff like that. I can tell you guys, I mean, I hope people know I have a like an IT security background for a lot of stuff. I found, and one of the reasons that I got into AI myself was I was using Hermes 3 to do code analysis and stuff like that, and I can tell you I've been running Hermes, plugging it into Claude Code using our backend, plugging it into Claude Code, and it's been super good at writing summaries of all the projects that we have and are like working on, or like, I mean, basically doing the documentation for projects, etc. I'm a huge fan of Hermes 4. I can already see the improvements over Hermes 3. So obviously you can go and see it on their website as well. I mean, they have a cool, I can hear my GPU spinning up because of the cool animations, but you guys can go give this a read. It's also a pretty decent description of all the stuff that they have here. Yeah, I mean, we're super stoked to be running this model for not just, like I said, not just for our community, but for their community as well. So we're stoked about that. All right, last couple things. So in terms of like tokenomics, etc., I mean, we think there's no other place where you have a subscription where you can pay for it in crypto and you get access to all these models. So we expect, and especially with Noose being the perfect example, as we see partnerships expand, as we reach out to more and more models, we see a future in which we're hosting the models, but we're basically building essentially ways for you to access it. And I'm not going to go into the numbers, but even now, the running Hermes 4 for our community is going to have a really steep discount. So essentially, like it's like a 75% less than it would be if you went on something like OpenRouter to get it through us directly. And so that just means that you can use this model way more. You could actually run it, 24/7 and have it in some sort of script, just run it, writing infinite stories or that kind of stuff for your users or whatever creative projects you might have. That's like a typical use case. So we sort of see where this we see a future in which we're expanding, and we'll see more and more partners come on, and hopefully have more and more models that we can run actually internally in partnership and collaboration. And eventually we hope to get on something like OpenRouter as well, which will let us have even more users outside of just the Web3 community, because we're already proving that we can run these models at scale. We can run as many models as we want. We can run them at scale. We can run them at the same kind of performance, inferencing speeds as the big model providers that are out there, like Hugging Face, like everyone else. So that's super exciting for us to be able to prove that point with this partnerships. But in terms of tokenomics, I mean, we're definitely moving to the subscription model. We're going to have, it's going to be from here on out, we're still doing the GPU stuff, and we have a really nice active community around there. But the goal with bringing this out and actually having a ton of models and having a chat interface and having ways for users to interact and be able to use all this is to reach a much wider audience, to reach retail investors that aren't familiar with all these models, that aren't familiar with the innovations that are happening, to essentially, I mean, the stuff that we can do now with our infrastructure is when somebody announces a new model, we can have it up in an hour or less. Is how little time it takes us to get these models up and running now. I mean, that's what we've been building. So as soon as there's a new Quen, whatever, DeepSeek, whatever, boom, we have it within 1 hour. We can have it up and running and available to you, our users. And we expect to have, I think what we're going to try to do is to always have some sort of model that we're playing around with and testing, and essentially giving people like free use of that model. So if somebody like DeepSeek releases a new model, we'll have it up and running for a week for everyone to play around with, and not actually, charge very little or nothing at all, just for you to be able to get an opportunity to play around with this model, study it, become familiar with it. Because our goal is to kind of, demystify AI, to have people actually play around with these models, get a feel for them, understand what the benefits and pitfalls are with them, which ones are faster, which ones are slower, all that kind of stuff. Lastly, So yeah, so then lastly, so the basically, I mean, we are definitely going to do the subscription stuff going forward. So I showed you guys the buyback mechanism. So essentially, your wallet does the buyback and then splits it between a couple addresses, and then we'll be able to fund essentially like a community. We'll have like a community fund that'll slowly get built up, and obviously we're going to be paying for the infrastructure that we run this way, also in collaboration with other companies, asking us to help them run the models and all that kind of stuff. So super exciting times. I never, like, when we started this, and when we launched in I guess it was May. In May, I would have never believed. I mean, it's only been like 4.5 months. I mean, I would have never believed we would have been at this point that we're at now. It's just absolutely crazy to me, crazy to everyone involved in our project, where we are now. So I'm super bullish about everything that we're building and going forward and all that kind of stuff. Just trying to see. So yeah, anyway, no, but I mean, I think that's pretty much it. I invite you to show us another project with so much crazy stuff in such a short amount of time, with so much AI infrastructure of, you know, of the order of Frontier Labs running Frontier models ourselves, not outsourcing this to somebody else, but now tying it in with everyone else's models so that you can do head-to-head comparisons. You can get a subscription, dump it all on Claude, Sonnet, or Opus if that's what your agent or training or AI project needs. It's up to you. But you can also test all the open source models that we have, and we're going to try to do our best to actually curate the models that we love and that are worth trying out, and keep a nice curated list for you. You won't have to go anywhere else. So goal is to be the one-stop shop for a lot of this stuff, to be the best place to generate images and video, to be the best place to run LLMs, and, you know, in general, the best place for everything AI related, not just in Web3, but for Web2 as well, which is where the fiat payments come in. All right, so I'm gonna check really quickly if I got I'm checking if I got any other messages so far, but I don't really see anything coming in. So I think I'm gonna leave it there. But because I didn't see any sort of Q&A coming in. I was just checking the DMs if I got something, but I don't really see anything. So in general, guys, if you're interested in all this stuff, place to be, I always say it, is our Discord. We might end up redoing the Telegram in a week or two a little bit. I mean, just the discussion group, to have it structured slightly differently instead of just being one big discussion group, because we're very slow to answer people's questions there, and maybe structure it a little bit differently. And then going forward, we're actually gonna revamp a bunch of stuff and have, I mean, but I say all that to say the most active communities on Discord. So if you guys are trying to develop, if you guys are trying to plug these API keys into Cursor, somebody made a video on our Discord on plugging this API key in a Cursor. If you want to see the very latest, you know, integrations, or talk about where you would use one model or the other, I think the best place is Discord. So Discord's very technical. Telegram's slightly less technical, but we have a community in both places. Other than that, follow us on X. This video is getting streamed to YouTube and X. Quality on YouTube is always higher, and YouTube's generally more reliable, FYI. So if the stream breaks up on X, check it out on YouTube. But other than that, we're happy to have you on. Go and get yourself a pro subscription right now. Test us out, try us out, plug us into every single editor you might have out there, and we'll see you next time on one of these streams. And I think they're gonna be getting a little bit more structured going forward, because I do think that we now have the baseline where we can integrate things like image generation, etc., into this API. All that will be part of the subscriptions. So hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys. DM us, follow us, give us a shout out on X. Bye.